It's a pleasure to be with you celebrating the very best of Lincolnshire's sport and physical activity. I'm Craig Heath, former Olympic gymnast and your presenter for tonight. Here's a quick flavour of what I used to get up to.
To the rings for Britain's Craig Heath.
Dare I say it, one of his stronger pieces of apparatus. It's been going extremely well. Good solid exercise from Craig.
To get to a high level in any sport requires great physical and mental strength, and 2020 has tested that in all of us. We're coming together tonight online for obvious reasons, but the challenges that are keeping us apart tonight have brought people together in other ways, through a real sense of community and belonging. We'll be sharing some incredible stories of dedication and determination, so get ready for a fantastic night. First of all, I'd like to bring on Emma Tatlow, Chief Executive of Active Lincolnshire.
A very warm welcome to you all, and thank you for tuning in this evening. The awards this year give thanks, celebrate and recognise people from across the county who have been committed, creative and determined to keep the people of Lincolnshire moving this summer. We've had a record-breaking number of award entries this year, giving the judges some really difficult decisions to make. Of course, much of the sporting competition we would usually be here to celebrate hasn't taken place this year. But as a nation, we have all considered being physically active, perhaps more than ever before. And being active is so important to our physical, mental health and well-being. Keeping moving, spending time outside brings a huge number of benefits to us all. Here at Active Lincolnshire, we will continue to play our part to keep Lincolnshire moving through this new lockdown, through the winter and beyond. But for now, we invite you to relax, enjoy this event and share with us in celebrating all of our finalists and winners. I would just like to take this opportunity to say a huge good luck and thank you to all of our fantastic finalists.
Tonight we'll be honouring finalists in a number of categories, and in no particular order we have the Active Community Award, sponsored by Let's Move Lincolnshire, Contribution to Sport and Physical Activity Award, sponsored by Bishop Grosseteste University, the Volunteer Commitment Award, Inspirational Sportsperson Award, sponsored by SCS Technology Solutions, the Workplace Wellbeing Award, the Fundraising Award, the Active Change Award, sponsored by Let's Move Lincolnshire, Active Club Award, sponsored by Blue Cube Telecommunications, Active School Award, sponsored by the One Network, the Social Media Influencer Award, sponsored by Root Studio, and the Community Champion Award. You can get involved online tonight. Send us your messages and photos on social media. Up first is the Volunteer Commitment Award, highlighting the people and clubs that have gone to extraordinary lengths to support others.
My role predominantly is to keep people motivated, I guess, and to organise groups such as running club, walking club, etc. Prior to lockdown, we did a Catch 10K, we did a running group as well. We wanted to continue this, and we've done 62 virtual runs. I think in a period like now in lockdown, it really has emphasised kind of health, well-being, etc. And if I can help people progress and feel a little bit better, that's why I do it, really.
I'm at Glouth Town. I've been there for the last 5 years, and last year I was asked to be the head of juniors football. We felt it was necessary to try and make sure that the connection between the teammates and me wasn't lost through lockdown. One young boy, our younger one, he cried after our first weekly quiz. His mum messaged me afterwards because he got quite emotional about seeing everyone on the camera. But that's why we do it, to make sure that they still have the connection between each other, and it's not just about the football, it's about having that togetherness and social aspects within the team.
Target shooting pretty well in all forms stopped dead at the start of the lockdown. All of a sudden, what was a community thing for us on a Monday evening to either practice or shoot had to stop. So we created a website, and then from there created a forum where people could actually go in and join up and talk, and then said, look, why don't we get together and start shooting in a virtual league? And so many people say consistently, you've kept us sane, thank you for doing this.
The winner of the Volunteer Commitment Award is Matthew Mansey.
Matthew is a brilliant advocate for the positive impact of sport and well-being. Throughout lockdown, Matthew has inspired his team providing football training homework, encouraging players to submit video evidence practicing skills, as well as watching clips of football matches and analysing tactics and key players. His team are grateful to have someone with such dedication.
Congratulations to Matthew. Next up, we have the Community Champion Award, recognising the special people who have stepped up to support those around them during the pandemic.
I am the chairman of the Woodhall Spa and Kirkby-on-Bain Coronavirus Support Group. At the beginning of lockdown, we had already started talking on our community Facebook page about how we could provide support to those who were shielding and self-isolating. We set up the support group who helped with shopping and delivering prescriptions for those who couldn't get out. I could not have done this without the support of the team. We have been able to deliver a service to those who've been self-isolating and shielding during the pandemic.
This was set up on the 23rd of March. I'm trying to identify those people that are vulnerable to this pandemic, and also requesting support from volunteers. Within the space of about 72 hours, I had something like about 117 volunteers, and in the early days I'd identified about 50 residents that directly needed help. I'd suggest the impact on some of these residents is it saved their lives. If we hadn't been around, if they hadn't called the numbers, I don't know what would have happened.
Washington Borough Community Group was established by a next door neighbour to Di, who had gone to the chemist to see if she could help.
My neighbour, she'd got two sons. I've got a son and daughter-in-law living in Washington Borough with two sons. So I'd got 5 already that agreed to do prescription deliveries. And as one person heard about it, they passed it on to the neighbour, and it soon went.
And then in the 4 months to August, we'd done 1,000 deliveries.
The winner of the Community Champion Award is Debbie Bollard.
Debbie and her team made a massive difference in Woodhall Spa. During the pandemic, their COVID team helped thousands of people. But for us as judges, it was the legacy of this project which really stood out. They've set up a food bank for Woodhall Spa, so that village now going forward has something really positive out of this situation. Congratulations, Debbie. That is such a great thing to be proud of.
Well done, Debbie. We move on to the Active School Award. Let's hear how our 3 finalists have encouraged sport and physical activity in their students.
At Barrowby, we're so passionate about keeping the children active, and we weren't going to let lockdown stop us. So we got on board and got all the teachers on board to update their class pages on our school website with fun and exciting challenges that the children can get involved in. As PE lead, I was super proud of everybody. All the teachers got involved, so many families accessed all these fun activities that we were offering them, and it was great to get that feedback back from the children that they were enjoying it.
We love to engage the children in some things that are going to get them active, that are a little bit different. We like things such as laser tag, foot golf. So once lockdown happened, we had to change our offer to our children, and we went to online learning. We went to Google Classroom. We were able to put on the physical activity on there and give the instructions for how they could set it up for themselves at home, how they could involve their parents, their siblings, their cat, the dog. They could get them involved, and they could do all these little different things that we wanted them to try and achieve whilst they were in lockdown.
Initially, the idea came from just bouncing some ideas around to think about how we could get our students active during this period of time. But what ended up happening was we far surpassed that by smashing targets that we set for distance challenges. We had over 500 students get involved in the school games active tracker. We had online PE lessons as well, where at times we had up to 35 students on at one time. It was brilliant, not just to impact our students, but the students across the country was fantastic, and something we were really, really proud of as a department.
And the winner of the Active School Award is Queen Elizabeth High School, Gainsborough.
It's been a tough time for our students in Lincolnshire, hasn't it? Keeping them active has been a real priority though, and the team in the PE department at the Queen Elizabeth High School have done an amazing job. That really came through in that nomination, and we're delighted to say that they are very worthy winners tonight.
Congratulations to everyone at the Queen Elizabeth High School. It's been a challenging year for sport, and it also impacted intra-school competitions. Each year, Active Lincolnshire organise the Lincolnshire School Games, which brings together schools from across Lincolnshire for a wonderful day of competition, with sports from tennis and swimming to bocce and netball. This year, though, Active Lincolnshire worked with school games organisers, teachers and schools to host the first ever virtual Lincolnshire School Games. Take a look.
Welcome to the first ever Active Lincolnshire Virtual School Games.
Really inspiring stuff, and everyone who competed and helped bring the event together should be very proud. Next up is the Active Change Award, honouring people who have used sport and physical activity to make a positive change in the past 12 months.
In 2016, I was in my third year of university when I became suddenly very ill with a rare brain disease, and I ended up paralysed in my left leg. After I was discharged from hospital, I had to learn to walk, talk, read, write, absolutely everything from scratch. You're either going to sit and mope, or you can try and find something to keep yourself busy and something positive for yourself. My mum was getting rid of this exercise bike that she's having a garage. So one day I got on the bike, and then it became another day a week. As we were coming out of lockdown, I had the opportunity to be in a big video campaign for a big brand. I sort of took the opportunity to say yes to it with this new confidence and fitness, and I went and did it, and it went so well that they asked me back for their next campaign as well.
I joined the Active Eat Well group, and when I joined the group, I weighed just on 20 stones. My wife bought me a trainer to put my bike up in the garage. I decided to try it out. I could only manage 5 minutes on the trainer. I can now ride my bike up to 30 miles. Currently, up till yesterday, I've done 833 miles. And I worked out if I do another 18.5 miles a week, by the end of this year, I can cover 1,000 miles. So currently, I've lost 33 kilos. That's kind of surprised me, if I'm honest.
In 2016, I was diagnosed with a rare form of cancer called pseudomyxoma peritone. I went to Lath Tri Club in 2019 to their open day just because I needed something to focus on, some exercise to do. Well, I wanted to do my first triathlon this year, but couldn't because that was in March and that's when lockdown started. But I have managed to do my first cycle TT, my first open water swimming, so hopefully I'll do my first proper triathlon next year.
The winner of the Active Change Award is Lucy Dawson.
The judges were really impressed with Lucy's determination to get back to fitness after significant personal challenges. She's used exercise to help cope with shielding, and her hard work has brought real benefits. Well done to you, Lucy.
Some wonderful, inspiring stories there about the power of being active. Well done, Lucy. And this leads us on to the Inspirational Sportsperson Award, highlighting sports people who have given time to supporting their communities.
I can best be described as a running addict. I love running and it's been my passion for the past many years. I've always been motivated to help people and support people. I have been involved in sort of community response work, so the direct response to the pandemic, supporting those with shopping, prescription collection, also connecting with friends and people in my running community to check in that they are okay and how they're coping.
So Move for Meals was a concept to try and raise awareness and keep people active, but in a way of doing so, raising money for children in Lincolnshire that don't sort of meet the criteria for free school meals in the holidays. So I was very lucky that I was actually able to spearhead this because I'm a local lad to Lincolnshire. I have a lot of friends who work in schools who see sort of the need for food in school holidays day in, day out. But when I had my friends messaging me saying, it's a great thing you're doing. So it's very fulfilling and something we're very proud of as a group of players at a club and as a club as a whole.
I compete in kickboxing at an international level, training for World and European Championships. I study medicine and surgery at Newcastle University at the medical school there. I hope to be able to inspire a lot of other people, especially the students of the club which I coach at, by being able to show my own training, how I'm adapting, how I juggle kickboxing at such a high level with medicine, and just to give someone to look up to, especially for a lot of the younger ones from the area we're from, is something that I really hope to be able to achieve.
The winner of the Inspirational Sportsperson Award is Nesta Baxter.
Nesta is a fantastic example of determination. She's juggled studying medicine away at university whilst also showing commitment to a local kickboxing club by supporting younger members. She's also stepped up to help a nearby surgery with their work. To do either of these things during lockdown is great. To do both is remarkable. Well done, Nesta.
Some fabulous work there from all three of our finalists. Employers have also played a part in people's overall well-being. So let's look at the finalists for the Workplace Wellbeing Award.
Audio Jungle.
So we created a health and wellbeing helpline to support staff across the Lincolnshire system. It was there as a triage service, but also as a listening platform. So it enabled staff to contact us with any kind of health and wellbeing queries, any HR concerns, any health conditions. We know that we've had in excess of 180 contacts, and that's purely just through our health and wellbeing line. That's without the additional contact calls through to or triage through to the emotional wellbeing service.
We run a range of projects across Lincolnshire, right from homelessness support with our night shelter, right through to nursery and childcare. So we implemented a scheme of 5 wellbeing days to those that continue to work through lockdowns so that they were able to recharge without using any of their contractual holiday allowance. We set fun challenges. We did virtual coffee mornings, so with quizzes. And I think those wellbeing days really sort of lifted everybody's spirits.
Well, lockdown, when that came in, straight away our HR manager got in touch with me and said we need to be doing things differently. So usually we gave people an hour a week to look after their own health and wellbeing. In lockdown, that's been extended to 5 hours a week. I've always been so proud of North Kesteven District Council because they are very focused on wellbeing of their employees. But this has gone to another level. We had a quote from one member of staff who said the meditation for him had been life-changing and it had made him able to cope with the pandemic and things that were going on.
The winner of the Workplace Wellbeing Award is Lincolnshire NHS.
For those on the front line, this pandemic has just been such an incredibly difficult time. And for NHS in Lincolnshire, they just stood out to all of us judges as having the most unimaginable task, but also supporting that staff during those times has really been amazing what they've been doing and all the things that they've put in place. And so a credit to them, credit to their team on all levels. And let's face it, I think we all probably could do with a wobble room in our workplaces.
Congratulations to Lincolnshire NHS. We've heard a great range of stories so far. Selflessness, dedication, enduring human spirit. And we've got plenty more to come. We're grateful tonight to our PR and marketing partner, Shooting Star, who have supported the promotion of this year's community celebration. Here's a quick introduction to them.
Every client is different and we take the time to get to know all the businesses we work with really well. We want them to feel as if we're part of their team and that way we can achieve some great results for them. We love the fact that we get to work with such an amazing array of clients across different sectors. We're currently working for a house builder, a motorsport team, a food processor and a country house hotel, so every day is different.
Thanks everyone for joining in with the celebrations on social media. Keep sending us your messages and photos. Let's now take a look at the nominees for the Active Club Award.
Top 3 activities that we did within the community during that time was we made calls to our season ticket holders. We did a regular coffee morning, delivered shopping and did medication. In response to the rising unemployment levels, there was an opportunity to support people by helping them try and get back into work, by helping them with CV writing, employability skills, interview practice. So far, we've engaged with over 700 different people, but lots of people enjoyed receiving things in the post or just connecting virtually so they could see other people and not be forgotten.
The club has been going since 2015 and we believe that we're quite unique because we cover Horncastle, Skegness, Spilsby and Boston. And we have over 200 members. With the lockdown, one of our members, Laura, organised a virtual park run. And it really did motivate people to get out on a Saturday morning and just have a 5K run. It's not just all about running, it's about making friendships. And that's what we love about the club, that it just encourages everybody.
So as lockdown came, we knew we had to do something to engage our junior members.
We designed the work booklets to help improve the knowledge of cricket. They were also to help improve the children's literacy and numeracy skill as well. During the summer, we had a 2-week training camp. It provided good social, mental and physical benefits, obviously, after the lockdown previous to that. I've got a huge sense of pride. I'm hugely grateful, hugely proud of what we've done as a club during the pandemic.
The winner of the Active Club Award is Skegness and District Running Club.
For me personally, and I'm sure for so many other people throughout these last few months, running has been a real lifeline, so brilliant for mental health and getting us out there. So I'm personally really delighted, and I know the judges are, as a group, also delighted to make this award to the Skegness and District Running Club. I know they've done some amazing work during lockdown, keeping people going, and this is going to be vital throughout the winter. So well done, a well-deserved award, and to all your amazing volunteers, congratulations.
Well done to all the runners at Skegness and District Running Club. Time now for the Social Media Influencer Award. As a new category this year, it was down to the public to decide the winner. Our 3 finalists were challenged to use their platform to campaign for votes. Let's hear from them.
So when the lockdown came and schools shut their doors to visitors, we as a charity, everyone in the team was determined to still do everything we could to support our schools and engage with the young people and help keep them active. The virtual mini Olympics this year went on social media. We usually do this face-to-face as a big celebration event. Obviously that couldn't happen. It was brilliant to be able to still do an event that we're also passionate about. It's one of our kind of flagship events of the year as a charity. It was an amazing feeling to see that we could still have that impact but sat behind a screen.
So leading up to this point, I started Mental Health Runner just as a platform to help people really get active as a way of helping their mental health, as it was something to help me. I used social media to help others during lockdown by running up and down my stairs in a lot of attempts. I did the 3 Peaks Challenge, but I also ran a marathon in my yard to again, try and help people stay active, stay motivated and talk about their mental health, to normalise mental health, especially in probably one of the most abnormal conditions that the world's currently in.
The group's called It's Not Just Aerobics. When we went into isolation, we shortened the It's Not Just Aerobics to Injures in Isolation, and that's how it came about, really. I just decided to take my classes online just to keep us all together, really. I was doing them 3 or 4 times a week. Like, we'd have Manic Monday where we'd really go for it, and aerobics on a Wednesday, and then toning on a Friday. So it was like Fitness Friday, you know.
The winner of the Social Media Influencer Award is Inspire Plus.
Social media has become a real rescue parachute for both individuals and for organisations throughout this pandemic. And I think it's fair to say that Inspire Plus has used it to its absolute full potential. It's great to see that the Mini Olympics were in their 13th year and were able to deliver it across all platforms, thousands of interactions, so many unique users. That's what it's all about, making it a great positive experience online.
Well done to Inspire Plus. Up next is the Contribution to Sport and Physical Activity Award for an individual, group or organisation that has strived to support the health and well-being of others.
So when lockdown kicked in, one of the biggest things that I wanted to do was find a way to keep people moving, keep people accountable, as a new routine was going to be very important. So I carried on our Monday night gym classes, set up as a Facebook Live, and encouraged people to come on and join in for free. In a very strange year, we've had to adapt, we've had to change, we've had to evolve, but most importantly, we've wanted to play an important role in our community, and I think we've achieved that in a way which we never intended to do at the start of the year, but has been absolutely wonderful being a part of.
I'm at Grumbleby Cricket Club, which is a village cricket club, and I'm also at Loughtown Juniors. At both clubs there, I have coaching roles. Our catchment area in East Lindsey is quite rural, so having the opportunity to provide and facilitate opportunities for young people is really important. I think facilitating the opportunity for students to grow through sport, not just to improve their sporting ability, but for the social side of it, is absolutely crucial. And in times like we're living in, anything that I can do to help is great, and I just love seeing the happiness through their faces. Yeah.
We're Manor Fitness Group, and we're based on Manor Reefham, and we work out in our driveways and the little cul-de-sac we're on. We just wanted to do something just to get everybody together and just to lighten the mood with the COVID.
One person came one week, two the next week. So that was a chance to consolidate our friendships, but also to try and draw some new people in.
Audio Jungle.
The winner of the Contribution to Sport and Physical Activity Award is Manor Fitness Group.
Debbie, Sue and Sandy, what worthy winners you are. You've worked so hard to keep your community together, keeping them fit, keeping them active, and just keeping that sense of community going through such a difficult time. In the nomination, it says, we laughed, we had fun, and we kept fit. What more could we want in this year for our awards? What worthy winners. Congratulations.
Community exercise classes in your street. Great idea. Well done, Debbie, Sue and Sandy. 2020 has been a challenging and disruptive year. As humans, we sometimes find it easier to think about the negatives, but we mustn't lose sight of just how much we have already contributed to beating the pandemic.
Every time you sing happy birthday while washing your hands, you're helping.
When you wear a face covering in a public place, you're helping.
When you keep your distance, you're helping.
And that help helps.
It helps us all get back to normal. Back to big events.
Back to cheering on our favourite teams.
Back to being together again. Together, we'll get through this.
Just 2 categories to go, and we're on to the Fundraising Award, which shows the commitment of the 3 finalists to making a difference through sport and physical activity.
Audio Jungle.
So I set myself a challenge to climb the height of Everest on my stairs. It was all for the NHS Charities Together and the British Heart Foundation. The NHS have been brilliant for me over the last few years, and particularly the aftercare and supporting my family through it as well after my stroke and heart surgery. The challenge took me 22 hours and 42 minutes to complete, and I raised £5,010 for these 2 fantastic charities. I think a low point was when my left leg went dead about 2,000 ascents in, but by that point I was just so buzzing with the whole event that I just managed to kind of get through and keep going.
We needed to raise funds so that we could get back to training in a COVID-safe environment. We did the London to Tokyo challenge, so all our gymnasts and coaches were cycling, walking, swimming, anything to create miles for the distance of 6,000 miles from London to Tokyo. We raised just over £3,000 to go towards the project. It enabled us to open in July so that we were able to put the measures in place for us to be able to reopen in a secure way.
I set up to run 55k runs in 50 days. What motivated me was that my mother unfortunately passed away in April. As a thank you to St Barnabas, I wanted to do something to raise awareness and money for them. St Barnabas has been brilliant all the way through, encouraging me, and that final journey that I did in the T-Rex costume, up steep hill, round the cathedral, finishing up at the hospice on the 50th day, to be greeted by some of their staff and the nurses, really felt like I was part of their family as well as my mum was.
The winner of the Fundraising Award is Steve Norton.
There's fundraising, and then there's Steve. Wow, what an amazing job he did, from all his 5Ks to getting Lincoln City footballers involved in it. We just thought it was an astonishing piece of work he did for the hospice. Fantastic work, Steve. Really well deserved. And my word, that T-Rex costume, that's quite a job, isn't it?
Congratulations, Steve. Send me the details of that dinosaur costume. Our final award this evening is the Active Community Award for a team who have stepped up to support the most vulnerable members of their communities.
Audio Jungle.
I think there's a long history in this village of community activity. We didn't know what lockdown was going to be. It was all new territory. So we didn't want anybody to go without help and support and to feel that there was somebody in the village they could contact. In the first lockdown, collecting and delivering groceries and so on was a prime thing for volunteers. The collecting of the prescriptions, we've now done over 300 house calls. I think people doing things together builds confidence, and everybody's willing to help each other. Each layer is a stronger bond in that community, really, and it's an ongoing process.
When lockdown hit, you could see a lot on social media of what people wanted and what they were struggling with. So our job really was to find out what that was and provide it completely as best we could for everybody.
The first thing we did was set up a complete online setup and give out all the gym equipment. So literally everything in the gym went out to all the members. Then we also set up an online stream, so 45 sessions per week. So Lincolnshire College as well, with someone we work quite closely with. So we created them a gym because they couldn't travel to us.
Some people do say it could be someone else's responsibility, like the government and things, but this is our community and it's here for us and we're going to be there for it. So that's what's most important to all of us.
During lockdown, we noticed that the morale of the village was really slipping. So we organised a stay-at-home VE Day party for the village. This really brought out the community spirit within the village. So at that point, we decided to set up the Hogsfoot Good Neighbour scheme so we could become permanent. As a result of setting up the Good Neighbour scheme, we were carrying out several tasks, including shopping, community meals. We ran a fruit and veg stall each day, and it's been lovely to see the whole village come together in that community spirit.
The winner of the Active Community Award is North Thoresby Community Support Group.
This group has been built on solid foundations and is supporting not just their village but the surrounding area too. They even set up a letter writing scheme between younger and older people to help them connect and recruited 70 volunteers to help local people. Excellent work.
Well done to all our finalists, and also a special congratulations to all our winners. Community has been a key theme tonight, and Active Lincolnshire has been working hard to support them through challenging times.
With thanks to funding from National Lottery and Sport England, Active Lincolnshire has been able to support programmes that are helping to reduce the negative impact of COVID on some of our communities. The fund has enabled organisations to bring activity to people in new ways to support their physical and mental well-being. Through the projects, we've seen creativity, resilience and determination as people have created things like walking challenges for carers and adults with learning disabilities, creative town trails for families, active holiday clubs, dance sessions and activity packs for children and young people, online exercise videos and classes for people with disabilities, as well as seated exercise classes for older adults, and outdoor exercise sessions including garden yoga and walking football. These are just some of the things taking place in our county to keep the people of Lincolnshire moving. So thank you to everyone who is committed to make a difference to the lives of people in our county.
2020 has brought some of our biggest challenges, but for some, those challenges were all in a day's work. We spent many a Thursday evening clapping for our incredible NHS workers during the early stages of the pandemic. And we wanted to take a moment to recognise and give thanks to all our key workers who have continued to keep Lincolnshire moving.
We're keeping Lincolnshire moving.
My name's Matthew Adams, I'm an Environmental Health Officer and we're keeping Lincolnshire moving.
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 We are keeping Lincolnshire moving.
We're keeping Lincolnshire moving.
Policing in Lincolnshire during this COVID pandemic has presented many challenges for our communities, for our staff, for all of us. Together, we'll keep Lincolnshire moving.
Thanks to One U Lincolnshire for sponsoring our celebration of key workers. To bring things to a close, let's hear from Mark Locking, Chair of Active Lincolnshire.
Good evening. As Chair of Active Lincolnshire, it's been a real privilege this evening for me to listen to those stories of support, dedication and community resilience that we've heard this evening. A huge well done and thank you from me in what has been a very difficult year for all of us. Here at Active Lincolnshire, we're very proud to be able to continue to bring these awards to you, but that's only down to the help, dedication and support of our partners and our sponsors, so thank you. Here at Active Lincolnshire, we're very clear that our role is to influence, support and deliver opportunities and programmes whereby we can have more of Lincolnshire physically active more of the time. I've certainly been inspired, and if you've been inspired by this evening and you want to get involved further, then please don't hesitate to contact us because the team are ready and waiting to hear from you. I really hope you've enjoyed this evening as much as I have, and on behalf of Active Lincolnshire, the board and the team, I really hope that you can join us next year, probably in a format that's more recognisable to all of us, and I wish you all a very safe and healthy coming few months.
It's been a real honour to host tonight's event. I feel incredibly humbled by what I've seen across Lincolnshire over the last year. I leave feeling totally inspired and enthused for the year ahead. Look after each other, keep fit, keep active and keep supporting one another. Thank you so much for all that you do and for being with us tonight. Good night.